Darkside Collectibles, your one-stop shop for all things horror, sci-fi, and fantasy. Open 6 days a week in Plumboro, PA, just outside of Pittsburgh, 10 minutes from the Monroeville Mall. Darkside Collectibles, where we have the best in national name brands, local artists, events. Follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. We always have fresh popcorn made every day in-house, free for every visitor that walks in the door. Come on by and do some shopping, or just hang out and watch horror movies. Everyone is welcome.
Hello. Do you want to play a game? There'll be food and drink and ghosts. And perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited.
Welcome to House of Ghouls Horror Movie Podcast. I'm your host, Ian VanGhoul, joined as always with my co-hosts and best friends, Crystal and Colby. What's up, friends? How we doing this week?
Refreshed and ready to go.
Oh, he's awake, so that's good.
Absolutely.
Good. Freezing. There's snow in Pennsylvania.
Right? Yeah,
I
I'm
actually
not
fell
happy about
asleep. I fell asleep on the couch watching body cam videos.
Yes. I love body cam videos.
If I'm not watching horror movies, that's all I watch.
Yes.
The horror of a different sort.
Something the villain from our movie would do, I think.
Right?
Don't compare me to that.
Yeah, that's so true.
I'm a Brendan Bean, if anything.
Good. Brendan Bean at heart.
Well, if you don't follow us on social media, fucking do it. Facebook, Instagram. If you're listening to that audio portion of this, hit that 5-star rating. And of course, hit the merch store at goreclown.com. And don't forget our sponsor, Darkside Entertainment, only place to get your horror collectibles in the Pittsburgh area. But this week is a very special episode because we have some very special guests. So if you have heard of the movie Hoagie, it is on its way out. It's in the festival circuit, but it is hitting physical media early next year. But we have the writers and director with us here today. So Matt Hewitt, Ryan Morley, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Awesome.
I've been so pumped for this all week. If anybody follows me, then they damn well know what Hoagie is.
We have a very, very micro community of supporters, but they're like full-blown jihadists for Hoagie. So they make up for it in spirit.
Yeah. For everyone watching and listening, if you haven't seen Hoagie, which most likely you haven't yet, but when you do, it is a whole ass experience. One that I personally love as well. It is very much out there. So I'm very curious to hear, like, where did Hoagie come from? Where did this idea come from?
I need to know where it came from.
I need to know.
How did you come up with this?
It developed pretty organically, where Ryan and I, during the pandemic, we would get together and remote watch. We call them turds, just, really bad movies together, where we get them queued up at the same time and then just shoot the breeze while watching them. And we started like diving deeper and deeper on, little bastard, little puppet guy movies, and lots of, I think it was some of the Charles Band ones, particularly Munchie, that kind of blew our minds with how like terrifying they were, even though they're ostensibly for children. And
we also really love the Meatloaf one, To Catch a Yeti with Meatloaf in it.
Yeah, check that out if you get a chance. But like, some of these puppets, Munchie is he's an amazing puppet, but he's always, doing these creepy things with his fingers. And we were we were wrong, but we're like, oh, we could make a puppet movie like that. That'd be a lot of fun, but we'd make it our own fucked up weird thing. And so it kind of started with us just having fun separately in our garages, like working on this sort of stuff. And we realized that, Hoagie, he's a complete pile of shit and a total diva and impossible to get to do anything. And we immediately like recognized that the puppet in Munchie is like an incredible achievement. And we were humbled really quickly. Well, like we can't do that at all. But I think that was like the germ of the thing, and then it slowly just snowballed into having more and more meaty stuff. And
Yeah, once we figured out how to make stuff with like latex and just like make just gross stuff, I think we just got really into that, just like doing it and like just seeing what one another would come up with. So we were just like pushing ideas for more and more scenes just to like see what we could create.
we've always made, gory, crazy movies and stuff, but this was a chance, especially since we're cloistered, to have lots of fun, like alone in our garage, but still be creative, but separated by, hundreds of miles.
I thought the puppet looked great. I thought Hoagie looked great. He reminds me of Archer from Small Soldiers. If he was
Oh
like
yeah.
boiled and if Archer turned into the Toxic Avenger, that's what Hoagie reminds me of.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just found that he has like zero articulation, just a total
Yeah.
pile. Um, I actually started reading this like a Stan Winston coffee table book, and they talk at length about those little small soldiers guys, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, that would have been a good idea to incorporate some more like rods and to get a little more movement in there. But
Uh,
that's the genesis, yeah.
I was gonna say, I love the fact like how hard this movie goes too, like how good the practical effects are. Like the kills and everything, they're over the top, but the practical effects and the gore and everything, like it looks great. Like I love how gory this movie is as well.
I think a lot of that is we've been killing people in our movies since we were like 14. And we've kind of learned just how to hide the how shitty they are, like we know what angles to shoot these from. But if you see any like actual photos of the things we've created, like under harsh normal lighting, you're like, what the hell is this pile of crap? But we kind of know how, at this point, we know how to fudge it, hopefully.
Will there be a like making of behind the scenes special features for the physical media?
Yeah, for the Blu-ray, we did throw something together. We didn't have a lot of footage, because we weren't planning on any of that,
Mhm.
but we kind of gathered what videos we had.
Yeah,
I love that.
one thing that I resonated with from it, or that I got from it, is that whether you're a fan of the material or not, because it is such a wacky, fun movie. I personally loved it. It's my kind of movie, but I know not everyone's gonna dig it. But whether you do or not, you can just tell that you guys did this with a lot of passion and a lot of fun. Like it's a movie where you're like, they had a lot of fun making this. So like,
Yeah.
Ryan, like you're like the star, one of the stars of the movie. I expected to I expect you to look more like your character. So seeing you as a normal person, it was a bit of a shock. But like, how did you approach the role? Like what was your experience with becoming that character?
Yeah, well, I'm actually wearing the Brendan black turtleneck right now underneath this other jacket. But yeah, no, like Matt and I have kind of just been perfecting this character of this kind of milk toast father, just somebody he means well, but he's just kind of like got this misplaced love some of the time and can kind of overdo it and just be kind of dorky and then we've had that same kind of guy um with just like different names like over the years in these movies that we've had and Brendan Bean's just kind of this culmination, and he's a lot of me too, because uh, his character is a speech language pathologist, and that's what I did or I do for a living. And so some of all the stuff about just like the development of Hoagie, it's just like it just sounds so silly, like but yeah, that all came from just like a little bit of real life there.
Yeah, we love like taking the dorky protagonist and putting him through like a crucible of violence, and then him like, becoming something else. I mean, that's a theme I love in real movies also. And it's such ultimately unrelatable, stupid theme, even though so many movies explore like, this revenge angle of like, oh no, like they took my family and now I have to like obviously no one can relate to that. It's just like cathartic to dorky dudes on some level. But we think it's just like hilarious more than anything, and we're making fun of it. But we also genuinely like enjoy that. And so, I mean, it goes, Deliverance, Southern Comfort, whatever.
Yeah,
You're
Straw
just
Dogs.
Raw dogs. You're just taking this dude and putting him through the ringer, and then he's forged into some totally twisted vision of masculinity on the other side. I mean, of course, our joke is that the dude's normally completely fucking nuts by the time it's over,
No, I love when Ryan's character turns into like Universal Soldier at the end of the movie and just takes everybody out.
Yeah, we just like kept wanting to go crazier with the body count, and we kept having to do kind of reshoots and stuff where we're like, dude, like we could squeeze in a few more kills, if I go out, drive up with a couple more guys, maybe we can kill.
Yeah,
And, yeah,
scrounge some more people from work, and then we got a few more kills in there. So
get a few more
didn't
kills.
have to extend the length of the movie too much, though.
That was our rule. Don't make the bloated movie any longer than it is. Gotta go if you're gonna kill more people. It's already like obscenely long for what the movie is. But
How fun was it shooting like the montage of like Brendan and like Hoagie like being together, like skateboarding and doing all the things they were doing together?
Oh man, that was so much fun. We were just like, yeah. uh, I know we had, yeah, the skateboard,
the
the
pram,
that little mini bike, that little mini bike. I like, yeah, that was just like the hard part was getting him to stay in the backpack. I remember when we were filming that, like we couldn't, and then like how do we get somebody to
I mean, yeah,
operate him behind me?
there's
And you, it was
several,
just the two of us. I
yeah.
forget how we filmed it.
Pretty much for all of that B-roll kind
Yeah.
of stuff. I mean, the whole movie doesn't really have a crew. It's like whoever's not on camera is getting sound, and then maybe for some of the stuff we had like a B camera just for a little bit of the murder stuff. Um, but yeah, Hoagie, we had several Hoagie puppets for different little things he had to do, little actions, and little for the insert shots we had feet and hands or whatever. But I was hiding behind Ryan's back with him, operating him in the backpack while Ryan's like on the motorcycle, and then the camera, no one's operating. It's just sitting on a tripod.
Yeah.
So did Hoagie premiere at the film festival yet?
It hasn't. No, it's going to be
Okay.
next Sunday.
Okay, because I know some like the remote people, I know they've seen it and they're sitting on their reviews waiting for it to premiere. But of course they sent me pictures that they were watching Hoagie and they were super hyped. And I was like, yes. But I'm really excited to hear the initial response at the premiere.
Yeah, me too. I hope we can get some people out there who aren't just friends and family. Like we've got a lot of people in like the
Mhm.
Bay Area. Ryan and I both went to San Francisco State, so we got lots of buddies who still live there, and I know they'll roll out. But I'm really obviously most excited to see what groups of strangers think in like a confined space.
Yeah, because I know you've done like one actual screening and you actually invited Dead Meat, James and his wife Chelsea, correct?
Yeah, that was awesome that they came out because that was really just a cast and crew type
Mhm.
deal. And but when they had the big reaction on their site, we reached out to them. We're like, well, if you actually want to come see this thing, you're welcome to. And so it was rad that they came out and actually watched that. The cut they saw doesn't have quite as many kills though. So
Oh, really?
there's even more murders since they saw it.
Damn. Yeah, it's funny because I met Dead Meat and his wife in August, and I brought up Hoagie, and he like stopped. He's like, "You've seen Hoagie?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! It's so fucking good. I love it." So we talked about Hoagie for like maybe 10, 15 minutes. It was just so fucking cool.
That's awesome.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for people to see it. And so far,
Mhm.
people have been enthusiastic, but It wasn't made for anyone, you know. It wasn't made for human consumption. It was really, it was just Ryan and I make a lot of movies, and I don't recommend anyone go watch any of the older ones. But we like made this one just for shits and giggles, the same way we do all of them. We didn't really expect. I mean, not that it has like taken off or anything. Still, no one's really seen it beyond the people on this call and some friends. But nonetheless,
No,
it's exciting.
it's funny that you say that, how it's like not for human consumption. And because like since we've been talking at the beginning of the year and you sent it to me then, you've been saying the same things. And it's literally like, yes, it's an offensive movie. It has very offensive stuff. It's very gory. It goes fucking hard, but there is so much heart in this movie. And I don't know if you did that intentionally, but there's a ton of heart and it works.
I think we just aim to like you watch so many movies and especially like horror movies that
Mhm.
maybe it's a budget thing, a time thing, probably both. Like for a more conventional movie, they're obviously more tied to a timeline than we certainly were. But they just like they don't necessarily give you the juice. You desperately want them to give you the goods, you know, and they don't always like deliver. And so that was the most important thing to us. I mean, the it having heart and stuff like I think that's genuine. It's not like
Mhm.
ironic or anything. But as far as it just being, you know, going there and going hard, I think that was just like me and Ryan being like, we never get to fucking see much of this, so we're gonna make 45 minutes of it this.
Yeah, I was gonna say the thing that I took away from the movie was that, Ryan's character, he accepted Hoagie as he was and he took him under his wing and wanted to be his best friend. And then when, something happened with his best friend, he defended him. Yes, there were a lot of things in there. I was like, what am I watching? Like, what did Colby send me to watch? But that's what I took away from it was that, the skeleton of the story is someone looking out for his friend, you know.
Yeah,
That's what I took away from it.
we
That's
kept
pretty
going back to
cool.
the theme of we kept saying like it's about like a series of bad dads and a good dad where there's the villain is kind of an evil father with a a surrogate family that he's
Mhm.
a complete pile of shit and then the don't want to give away all the goods but the initial dad in the credits the simple father who gets the egg he's like a pretty shitty dad who like clearly doesn't want to spend time with his family
Mhm.
or be around them and
Yeah.
all of his id comes out through being kind of powered by the egg and then Ryan is immune to any
Mhm.
malevolent power because he's like a good person and
He's like Mr. Rogers and Ned Flanders in one, and Universal
Yeah,
Soldier.
yeah. And I have these cool like like motions like for my kids
I thought the
and
sun
so
was death the first time I watched it because you guys were doing like the
yeah.
There's probably a lot of
No.
things like that where people think the movie's just doing so many weird things, and you're like, why is it communicating this to me? What's it trying to say? And it's like,
Yeah.
well, nothing, maybe. I don't know. Just something we thought was funny.
Yeah.
no, I also
I was trying to catch all the background liners that the kids were saying because those were so funny. But there was one that I didn't catch, and I kept trying to rewind it to figure out what he was saying. But it was in the I don't want to say because I don't want to spoil it. But maybe I'll ask you later what they were saying because I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, I don't know what they're saying. But I love those little I that's one thing I love about any kind, especially with a horror movie with any kind of comedic element to it, is when you have the actors that are off screen and they're saying these funny one-liners. This is my favorite thing because a lot of people miss that. And there were so many of those times that that would happen. I love that part. That was funny.
We love like ADR, like,
Yes.
and we love, I mean, we love Golden Age Seagal movies, and those classic Seagal movies have hilarious ADR. A lot of it is like clearly built in for Seagal's own self-aggrandizement, where like he'll break someone's arm, and then off screen you always hear someone going like, "My fucking arm! He
Yeah.
broke my
Yeah.
arm, or he broke my nose," or like, "He's a fucking god! He's unstoppable!"
Yeah.
And you're like, when would some mortally wounded person ever like venerate the guy who killed him and be like, "You're so awesome"? but that element is like we just think it's hilarious. So we
Oh my
try.
God,
Yeah,
it's my favorite thing. I love when that happens in horror movies.
and then saying the body part out loud that just got mutilated. Like, my leg, you took my
Yeah.
leg.
That's a lot like that
Yeah.
the old wrestling toy where you could like twist like underneath your
Mhm.
nose or whatever, and he would say, "Stop pulling my nose," and
I
stuff.
had that Diamond Dallas Page one.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, like that in movie form. That's the level of screenwriting we demand of one another. The WWF doll.
Dude, you keep like lowballing this so much, but it's such a fun watch, and like I said, there's like feel good and heart to it. And another thing I was really impressed was like the actual choreography of the fighting scenes.
I'm gonna, give away part of the special sauce with that because a lot of that is very heavily based on Under Siege and The
Mhm.
Hunted, the Benicio del Toro Hunted by
The
Friedkin.
hunt, yeah,
Yeah, so like a lot of those knife fights have been like we cobbled them together
the
and
knife scene was so fucking
we
funny.
really follow those, but but it's like, put through the blender and
Mhm.
turned into something totally different when it's Brendan Bean,
Mhm.
involved. Uh, but also it's just a lifetime of like watching lots of Hong Kong, lots of action movies. And obviously, and Ryan did practice some, got a little more limber for the role. Was sure to do his yoga so he didn't injure himself too badly. But yeah, bunch of middle-aged guys throwing themselves around, slamming.
No, because the first time I watched it, that's like something that stood out to me was like the fighting scenes, and I was like, "What the fuck does this remind me of?" And it never clicked until now when you said the Steven Seagal inspiration. So I was like, "That's it right there. That's fucking it."
There's a lot of good Seagal stuff in there. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to defend the man's character, but the golden age,
Right.
80s and 90s Seagal kind of rips though. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
yeah.
The guy's a fucking goofball now, but
Out for Justice is one of the best, and it's like almost a horror movie. He's more like Michael Myers than
yeah,
Van Damme, which was also a big thing where we're like we wanted to take Ryan to like full blown, demon mode.
demon mode.
It works. It definitely works.
I think one
What?
of my favorite characters, sorry,
Oh, you're
Ian.
good.
One of my favorite characters, every time she was on screen, I loved her was Trisha.
She's
She
the
was probably
best.
one of my favorites. She was so monotone when she was talking, and the way that she would explain things when people were asking questions and the whole story of everything. Love her. Brilliant. Tell her I said hi if you talk to her because it was amazing.
Yeah, she's awesome. And the process for a lot of the different characters, like Ryan and I would write the script and then we'd kick it over to whoever and they could do whatever they wanted, like within reason. And our friend Lene Day, who was Trisha, she definitely she polished that stuff and made it way funnier, had way more. And then when we kind of saw where she took it, we leaned more into that direction too. And but yeah, she gets all the
Yeah,
credit.
she's our favorite part of the movie too. I've
Oh,
like
so
I've
funny.
heard somebody said after the movie they're like Trisha's my power animal, and I was like, oh, that's great to hear.
I love her so much. It was so funny to watch her. I was so glad that she came back too towards the end. Just kind of wrapped everything up. It was great.
Originally, she was supposed to be in it for like one scene, and then we're like, "Oh, she's so much better than everyone else in the movie. And she's the best character.
Yeah,
She's the funniest
and then
character."
we had her do the voiceover, like telling the story of the
Yeah.
miners
Like a
as it was happening.
hella long time ago. Like a hella long time. So hard.
We're like, "Is there a way to make her the star of the movie?" And then we're like, "Yeah, we're already halfway through. I don't think we can do that, but we did our best."
How long did it take to film?
It took, I think I broke it down technically. I think it's like was 25 like shooting days, but that's over the course of like easily 2 years. Ryan and I both have jobs, families, kids. So it's super hard to coordinate, super hard to get the time off. and then to coordinate it with other people who all have jobs, families,
Hmm.
kids is just like crazy. So it took forever, but actually it was just not many shooting days,
Right.
you know.
No, I mean, for being spread out over 2 years, like it honestly, like all together, it fucking works. Like you are downplaying it, but I think that once it's released to the public, I think it's gonna be a hit.
They're
Like,
gonna eat it up.
yeah,
I think
like
that's
Eat it
gonna be
up.
so.
there's gonna be a big group of people who really enjoy
I've been
Hoagie.
trying to say it.
I hope so.
Especially the people that like it or in our direct community too.
Mhm.
Like they're yeah. They're gonna
My
love it.
hope is, you know, like that we can harness that energy and that fan base. And then like Hoagie costs about 10 grand, I would say. So our dream is to make, you know, actually get enough money together to do something obviously bigger, better, you know, more a crew, you know, that kind of thing. Nothing like super absurd, but
Mhm.
I think we made 10 grand look more like 20 or something. So
Oh yeah.
the stuff we could do
Mhm.
with a little bit more money, we could trick trick more people that
Something I will say too, like I literally have not done this since I was a kid. When I rented movies at Blockbuster, I'd watch the shit out of them to get like the worth. So I'd watch it, rewind it right away, watch it again. Hoagie is one of the first movies I've done that with since I was a kid. The first time I watched the screener, I was like, this was so fucking good. I'm watching it again. I restarted and watched it again. I think like Ian and I were FaceTiming or something when I was at work watching it too. And then we
Mhm.
were FaceTiming today when I was watching it. And I was like, look at I'm watching it again.
That's awesome. I mean, we really wanted it to be dense and to be
Mhm.
super rich and to kind of imply like a bigger world. We very much wanted it to have like replay value and for people to miss things and to have a lot of just little details with signage or props or whatever it is, you know. So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we were
it's.
even saying how. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's definitely one that like I really enjoyed it the first time I watched it, but I really enjoyed it the second time I watched it. So it's
Yeah,
one that gets even better on rewatch. So I think
awesome.
that's
That's
obviously a good
awesome.
thing as well.
Do you have anything to say, Brian, to the world we're trying to make?
No, just I mean, like you've mentioned a couple times, just we've been making movies since like middle school, and a lot of the ideas that show up in Hoagie have shown up in these other movies, like in the form of like commercials or just like certain lines. So it's all kind of like adding to this universe that again, like nobody's seen except like Matt and I and a few of our friends, but yeah,
But cannibalizing all that stuff does like uh, make it like more of a dense like lasagna. You have all these layers underneath that have been rotting for a really long time. You get this really compressed, dense lasagna of absurd references and stuff like that.
I did want to ask too, like the more horror elements. I don't want to say what it is, not spoil, but the more horror elements was that inspired by Evil Dead by chance, or what
There,
did inspire that?
there is definitely like a lot of Evil Dead. Those are just part of our DNA at this point.
Mhm.
Where I think anytime you throw someone in those like scleral looking
yeah.
lenses that are all like you get
Mhm.
that for sure. Um, so certainly in that way, but I also just think it's one of those movies that's part of our blood. Evil Dead, Dawn of the Dead, you know, all the classic Carpenter stuff. Those movies are just you can't extract us from those. Um,
I
the
think
early Peter
also
Jackson stuff too, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
yeah, like Dead Alive. Also like the Dark Castle Entertainment, like those early
yeah.
2000s, like
Yeah.
House of Wax
Yeah.
and ghost shit, like that. The stuff. Whenever I see just like the Saran wrap or whatever what was that plastic wrap we had hanging mad, and when I'm like
Oh yeah, just that
stabbing the
kind of
guy through that,
atmosphere.
just that kind of stuff. Like yeah, I felt like it's like a real like Dark Castle kind of
Yeah, I was
vibe.
joking. We were kind of getting into like Platinum Dunes territory with some like the original cut of some of that. We were even leaning into it more, like more blatantly making fun of some of that stuff with like a little bit of shaky cam edits. And
The
I think
Avid Blips.
we
Yeah.
played some like new metal as a joke. I think I laid in like some new metal when he's coming up the stairs, and we added all these little blips and stuff. And then naturally, like that was more just fucking around with Ryan, just
I
joking.
wanted you to keep it that way.
I know, I know. We kind of pulled it back a little bit so it would be a little more genuine and less absurd. But
I kind of want to fucking see that cut
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
right. So
if we
do
can
I.
get if we can license a whole bunch of Slipknot and Disturbed and stuff for the once Hoagie really takes off, we'll return and we'll ditch our friend Aaron's magnificent score and replace it with a ton of
Dude, like
Aaron's listening, like, huh?
like what?
the part like when Ryan is going to Universal Soldier, that part is kind of metal as fuck. So I think that would be fucking perfect.
Mhm.
Another like influence that I talk about a lot is I don't know if you have seen Deadbeat at Dawn, the Jim Van Bever movie. It's a action movie that is super low budget, shot on I think 16 back in the 90s, but it looks like the 70s. There's just certain movies that really inspired me, not aesthetically necessarily. It's not like, ooh, that's a brilliant movie. I want to make a movie like that. It's more like, whoa, this can be a movie. Like, this is like a movie. If this guy did a fucking movie like crazy like this, we should do it. And then we just kept doing it and doing it.
I
No,
love that.
aesthetically, it feels like something from the early 90s, late 80s that I'd be watching, but it's like everything is there. Like it just fucking works.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Like from the story to the violence and the fucking dude, the tone, like the whole, like the tonal shift of the movie when you know like what you're going to be in store for is the scene with the egg before the dad. I'm not going to say like what he does, but before the dad goes kind of crazy, the first dad, the scene with the egg, when I saw that and what he did, I was like, oh my fucking God, where is this movie going to go
Yeah,
now?
same. I was like, what am I watching?
We needed that hook for sure. I feel like
You got
Oh, it
it.
was a hook.
Yeah.
once that happens, people, the like you said, I mean, the movie has all these crazy tonal shifts, and we always talk about the part where we hypothetically could lose people is when he's hanging out with what we call the lame crew, the crew of like scientists.
Mhm.
We're making fun of the trope in like Twister, Jurassic Park, any of these movies, Sphere. Uh, we could keep going. Species,
Congo.
Congo, a lot of Crichton stuff, where they have like a disparate group of scientists, and they're all, aside from Jurassic Park, we'll take out of the mix, but they're usually pretty lame. But they're supposed to be really cool because one of them wears a tie-dye shirt and likes like classic rock. I'm like, whoa, this guy's weird. So we're kind of making fun of that trope, but that trope has no place in the Mac and Me kind of Hoagie verse. It has no place in the horror movie part of the movie. So it's just like this weird thing shoehorned in there. But we're like, we think this is funny and we want to explore this trope. We're always joking about it. This will be funny. But something like that intro scene, the hook type scene, I think is going to give people like they're more willing to hang through those really, really masturbatory, self-indulgent parts where they might be going like, "What the fuck is? Who are these guys?" This is like, but like, no, we want to do this, and maybe we just have to bribe you guys by having some fucked up shit here and there, and we like that
What
stuff.
are you what are you doing to me?
What are you doing?
I
That
like the science part. That was cool.
Good.
yeah, I dug that.
Good.
I like that. It was a nice little break from everything else that was happening.
That's great. Because that's
No,
a
I
part where
liked it.
when
I
I'm
liked
watching the
that
movie
part.
with people who haven't seen it, that's kind of where I start feeling it. You kind of start sinking a little bit, going like, this is like, I feel not so confident about this because someone's not getting fucked or chainsawed or anything.
No, I like that part. And I thought it was funny, the one part where it didn't really look like they were doing anything, but like they were doing something. So No, I like that. And all the different character breakdowns of who they were and everything. I thought it was cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Like the people getting fucked, chainsawed, head stomped. Like that's all I fucking watch. So I'm glad this had that. But this is one of the only ones that has a fucking heart and soul and an actual story along with it.
Yeah, it's the only one that's going to give you both, I guess. You'll have you can find plenty of maudlin movies that'll give you that little,
Yeah,
but yeah, no one's going to get their
I
heads
know.
a
I
rom-com.
know. In that opening scene when you first meet Brendan, I think Sam Gamgee's like intro in the Lord of the Rings was kind of our inspiration, where you see him like with a plant, and I think he's like looking at like and like we wanted like Brendan Bean to be like immediately like, oh, okay, this guy cares about living things, and like he has
Nurturing.
a cat, and and so yeah, that's and then that's we've kind of compared how Brendan's reaction to the egg is kind of like the ring, and like where it doesn't if he's got this goodness because he's into plants and cats and his kids, then he doesn't really get affected by the Hoagie egg the same way that that first
Mhm.
father did.
I can't imagine what Benny would do if he got hold of that egg,
Oh man.
Bad man.
No, I loved Brendan's introduction because I'm like, my thought process while I'm watching, I was like, this guy's a fucking dork, but something about me loves him.
Definitely.
I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the kids, I wanted to see more of them because they
Yeah,
were
I did
so
want more of the
fucking.
kids. They were creepy
They were
too.
so out of control. Yeah. So yeah, if you ever make more, I'd love to see more of those characters because
Yeah.
I can just imagine the shit they get into.
Yeah, those were my kids, and yeah, they still remember. I think how cold it was on the day we filmed their scene with the when they pull the egg out of the chest,
Mm.
Mm.
and yeah, um, but
Begging Daddy to please, can we go inside? Can we warm up? And no.
no, you have to be in Daddy's movie.
That's great though. I love that.
Both of them.
Yeah, when Hoagie blows up, this movie is going to blow up. So when it does, we need a whole like Hoagie verse. Because there's so many different places you can go with this movie. There's so many different Hoagies, like, and I will be sat for every single one of them.
We did want the biology of Hoagie to be like vague enough, like the cycle or whatever. We're kind of like I would say in the first one or two Alien movies where it's still a little vague
Mhm.
how the shit's working, and that made it so much more like interesting. We talked about that a lot. We're like, yeah, it's got this like it's a zygote, and then it becomes a this, and then something happened, but like maybe it comes from this weird place here. But yeah, we kind of purposely left a lot of loose ends there, so it would just speak to like a larger universe of weird out there that you're not getting all filled in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
once we'll start writing a bunch of novelizations that take place in the Hoagie universe, and they'll be canonical, and so people will be able to explore all that. We'll get the guy who did like the Goonies novelization and all those. Like, we'll drag him out of retirement.
At the end of the movie, I don't want to give it away, but Hoagie kind of evolves into like something bigger. How long did that take to build?
Kind of the same as everything where we would I'd like, do a coat and add some stuff, do this,
Mm.
and then work for the day and then come back. So it was probably a couple weeks, but not a whole bunch of actual, maybe like a 45 minutes a day in there. Um, I mean, what was the discussion with that? I think it just like dawned on us that that would be just fun and more, and just like we can go do more.
Whose idea was it to add the Hoagie dick?
Oh, yeah, I think we just said it's got to have a dick,
It's got to have a
But
dick.
but that was funny because like the dick is
In the beginning, so
yeah.
had to be
If
there.
you if you look at like my eBay history, It's very, it's so many weird, like, it's a lot of dildos and sex toys that all come from China. It's a lot of crazy, like, we try not to purchase a lot of the super, like, fascist imagery and things that are in the movie, but most of that we tried to make. But you also find that all that stuff comes from China also, like everything factories in China. So no matter what you're buying, it's just, that's where it's going. But anyways, like that dick is like a legit, like piece that somebody would like pack in their undies or whatever. So it looks way better than what we could manage. But also I was really I'm like, no, I'm looking for like a flaccid, it can't be like a big like dildo thing. It's got to be like anatomically kind of a little bit more within the bounds of reality. That'll be more disgusting and hilarious. And then we lucked out because it's like silicone based, has all this nice flop to it. Perfect.
It's got great flop. Sounds like Dave Portnoy doing a pizza review.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, ew, not him. Ugh.
The extra flop.
So we can't take credit for crafting that particular element.
Mm.
It's just like
No, but we did. I knew before you made it was like we like the idea of the hoagie face stays the same size, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
but the rest of it grows.
There was a big like cephalum thing, and that's Ryan in the suit.
Yeah,
That's
great.
amazing.
That's cool.
Whose house did you shoot a lot of the combat scenes in?
Probably guess
That-
at this point.
that was at my house too. Yeah, yeah.
How happy was your wife with all the gore and limbs everywhere?
No, she was really cool with it. Yeah,
That's sick.
she's that's she's the one carrying the box in the movie, and like
Mhm.
kind of mad that I'm not helping as much with the moving in as I should be. But yeah, no, um,
And
yeah,
she's
we
like,
definitely
always been the one of the people helping us, when
yeah.
if we're on a location where she's around, she's like helping to get people
She'll
fed.
climb in the mud and get covered with mud and blood. Yeah, so
Hell yeah.
No, I
That's
think that's
great.
awesome. We had a director on here, I think over a year ago, and they were shooting his house as well, and they were about to fuck the house up, and his wife didn't know, so they like just told her like stay in the room, don't fucking come out of the room until we tell you to. And she came out and saw something, and she was pissed.
I mean, even like moving a C-stand or something through a house, you're gonna fuck something up.
Mhm.
Like you can't even film anything in a house without fucking it up somehow. You'll scratch the floor, you'll do whatever. We did want to make it kind of trick people that we were willing to go there and kind of fuck up the house. These are things that like Ryan and I, as zero budget filmmakers, when we watch zero budget movies, you're just like, they weren't even willing to fuck up the house, or they weren't. They fucking
Oh, that's so interesting to think about. Oh, because
Yeah.
that's interesting the way that you would view a movie like that.
Mhm.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't- yeah, you
I
can't
never
help
would even
it.
think about. No, yeah, no, that makes sense. I would never even think about that.
Like another movie that
Right.
takes place in a fucking warehouse, or like,
Yeah.
that's
Or
an
like
empty box
outside
of
in a
this-
field or something.
Yeah. So like we're like, well, we're in the same boat. We can't destroy our our homes, but we also are like, but we can fuck up a few things in a more controlled way to give the illusion. We didn't want it to feel too outdoors, so even like the finale, we tried to like, put people in the greenhouse or whatever, things like
Yeah.
that, where we're like, well, we can totally destroy certain things, and at least it breaks it up. It doesn't just feel like you're hanging out in a field, like you said.
Yeah, that third act was like a good mix of like kind of everywhere, from like the backyard to the greenhouse to the basement to I think the kitchen. I think the chainsaw
Mhm.
scene was in the kitchen.
Or that was in the basement. That's my basement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that basement's really tiny, but we use a nice wide lens, and it feels like, oh yeah, it's in a basement.
Wide lenses do wonders.
Yeah, the like the Blumhouse haunted house effect, where everything is in a craftsman home, and it's like it looks so giant but you see all the walls are bending because the lens is so wide.
Mhm.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this house is that big. It's like just the widest lens.
So now that Hoagie's about to be out, what's next for you guys? You work on anything?
Yeah, we have a project that we're excited about, and it'll definitely we don't want to give away the goods, but it'll have definitely more fucked up kids, a lot of creatures, a lot of goo. I think we always say this. We always want it to be a little more professional and a little more serious. Like still it can't help but be super weird and be our thing, but like a little more serious. But that never happens. Once we're actually there making the movie, we can't help but just be like, dude, this would be so funny if we just did this and this, and then you end up with Hoagie again. Like no matter what, you end up, like, but we still would want it to be really weird and funny, but like it takes place in the actual world
Mhm.
and not an insane person's mind. So that, but yeah, I don't want to give away too many goods, but it'll be another gross movie with probably like fucked up family and a high body count and
Have you started filming it yet?
no, I mean the dream is that we can get more of a following with Hoagie and
Mhm.
then we could actually maybe like crowdfund some of it instead of doing it 100% through us because it's just getting to a point where like we can't really fund. Very tricky. Like even with Hoagie, like I came into a tiny chunk of money and that's what allowed me to spend it on Hoagie.
If you need help with crowdfunding, that's when you come to us and we will put the word out.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's the dream,
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Yeah, just keep us up to date, and we'll help spread the word.
But with the Blu-ray
Awesome.
and physical media release too, as soon as like that's set in stone and you have like some pictures you can send me, I'll absolutely make a post for it.
Awesome.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all can.
Thank you.
we're really excited about that. A colleague of mine, he has label, and it's one of the Vinegar Syndrome partner labels. And he mainly
Oh.
does really more like esoteric, like art films and stuff. But he came out to Hoagie. I invited him, and he was, I've gotten to know him through the process of doing this Blu-ray, but he's like, that was awesome. Who do I put you in touch with, or we could do it through my label? And I said it'd be rad to do it with you because I know you and we could just, sounds like a fun thing. So the release, like I said, it should be in late February and it'll be beautiful. It'll have like a slipcase and lots of beautiful
Yes.
art. So it'll
Oh
be a
yeah,
really cool disc.
I'm a big, obviously, physical media collector, so
yeah,
that will be an instant purchase when it's ready.
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna need a Hoagie puppet as well.
I was thinking that earlier, but I don't know how
Yeah,
We need
long
some
that would
Hoagie. We need
take.
some Hoagie toys.
we
The
can make
first
you like
At
a
least a
bespoke.
poster. Throw a poster up.
We can make you guys bespoke hoagies that are just like the real deal. We'll just be at
Oh,
home making those and
Oh my God. My family
could-
comes over. They're going to be like, what the hell is that? I'm like, you don't need to worry about it. Okay. It's my
the
horror movie
first
stuff.
the first 10 Blu-rays you could do like they come with like a free hoagie.
yeah.
Do like an actual hoagie.
Dude, I'd probably spend a couple $100 on that, honestly.
I don't even know if we could do it for a couple hundred. Hoagie took a lot of latex. The bulk of the budget probably went to latex. So
I can imagine.
I'd make a big spot on my shelf just to have a fucking hoagie.
Oh yeah, yeah. I need
just
a
on
Hoagie behind me for sure.
in your bedroom, in your bed, you should just live right there.
I'll have to sleep between my wife and I every night.
Your wife would love that. Oh, that's so cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll get wrapped up here. Do you have any other questions, Colby or Crystal?
We have two more.
Well, yeah, we do have those.
One is technically a request.
It is.
One is a question, one is a
We need to
request.
add another question.
We do.
So we can have three. Like one more signature question. I'll start with one of them. So we ask whenever we have director or actors on here, we ask our two like signature questions. And the first one is because Hoagie is going to blow up. So when this blows up and you get a way bigger budget for everything, would you consider killing us in one of your movies?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, we have so many movies that we're gonna get killed in,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm so
Our
ready.
IMDb is just gonna be like dead person, dead person, dead person.
Yeah. I mean, you guys, I'd recommend you make like a trip out of it, you know,
Hmm.
Yeah.
nice
Oh, yeah.
visit to California and
Ian and I actually went to Reno earlier this year. One of our other filmmaker friends, his name's Dylan Brown. He makes like no budget found footage movies, and he has like this franchise called Tahoe Joe. It's like a found footage Bigfoot movie, and they made the third and final one this past or earlier this year, and we went out and he killed us and everything. And he was originally just gonna kill us, and he's like, I got you guys out here the whole weekend. I'm gonna give you like a way bigger parts. And we're like, fuck it, all right.
yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
I mean, I wish we could have killed you guys as Promise Man. We really could have used you. We needed as many of those guys as we could get our hands on. We ran
That
out
would've
of
been-
friends that were like, you know, willing to travel.
That would have been
Yeah,
amazing.
we got you next time for sure.
Yeah.
Can I just work? Can I just if Trisha's in it? Can I just work with next to the actress who's Trisha?
Oh yeah.
If you make
I-
another
like-
Hoagie, can I just be somebody who works with her at the
Trisha too.
gas station?
I mean, we haven't even talked to our friend Lene, but we definitely have a much bigger role in mind for her for the next movie. So
Well, if she needs a friend, I don't have to
But
say any
that's-
lines.
That's part of the Hoagie verse is the Trisha spinoff with like you two as like convenience store clerks, like Beavis and Butthead or something.
It's like the yoga hosers, like the
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the clerks from Tusk.
Yeah.
How they made a whole movie from that.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
our-
the idea of already like shackling us to Hoagie. Hoagie hasn't even come out. And we're
Oh, yeah.
already-
We got big plans for this fucking movie, all right?
We're manifesting it.
That's right.
So we're
Yeah,
doing
the other question then is, so if you had an unlimited budget and the rights to anything, what is one horror movie that you would either remake or you would make a sequel to?
Ooh, good question. I mean, the thing is, like, honestly, I'd probably want to pick a horror movie that did not fulfill its potential. Like, I wouldn't want to pick necessarily an all-time classic because then it's just unnecessary and you're gonna fuck it up. So it makes it so much more difficult. As long as you're willing to edit the episode for brevity, I can sit here and think.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you're good.
Take your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Ryan has
No, one I don't know. One that I love that I think is kind of an underappreciated gem is Ravenous. The one with Robert Carlyle and Guy Pearson. That one I don't not necessarily want to remake it but yeah, just the whole cannibal idea I think is pretty cool.
I think
Hell yeah.
maybe like disrespect it less with the sequel, you know? I feel
Right.
a remake inherently is kind of taking a shit on the original movie. I mean, I think the Blob remake is better than the Blob. I think the Thing remake is better than the Thing. I like the 70s
Agreed.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers more. So definitely when it seems like when you go back to those like 50s and early 60s era horror movies, they're just not giving you the goods. The Fly is better
Fly,
than
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
so like when you grab one of those, it tends to be better. But if you're fucking around with the classic like Texas Chainsaw, Dawn of the Dead, that kind of stuff, like all you can really do is fuck it up. That's all that's been proven time and again. I mean, there might be like some Hong Kong horror movie we dig that could do. It's not a horror movie, but you know, Story of Ricky.
Oh yeah, fuck
I
yeah.
don't think you can improve on Story of Ricky though. It's already like
That's probably one of the most deepest cut answers we've ever had.
Yeah,
just one of the perfect movies.
right.
Yeah, that movie inspired us a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
and in ways that you wouldn't even. It's not even so much the gore fest. It's more the English dub is so funny that it's influenced every
like the
way
line
we
the
can.
line delivery. Yeah.
Like so much of the acting in our movies is inspired by like people go like, why is the acting so shitty or here? But you're like, no, like I'm inspired by like a prosthetic head from Total Recall, you know? That's why I'm moving or someone's moving like that because we think Johnny Cab is super funny or you know, the way a character's dubbed in a movie, we think their delivery was so funny that we did that. So it really blurs the line between like, can I comfortably like think this is just crappy and enjoy making fun of it? Or do I not know what's going on? Is it both? Okay, not a horror movie. Another masterpiece that really can't be fucked with, but would be a cool movie to remake is Stone Cold with Brian Bosworth. It's
Oh
one of my
shit.
favorite action movies of all time.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna say a sequel because you can't fuck with Stone Cold, and yeah, do a sequel to Stone Cold.
I love it.
Totally
That's
dodged the
great.
question. It's not horror,
No,
but
it's all good.
Oh,
There's no
no.
rules here.
yesterday, Ian, Crystal, and Colby asked Ryan and I a question, and it stumped us because we couldn't think of any remakes or sequels we wanted to do because it just kind of like we're in general opposed to remakes and sequels. And so our brains just shut down. But we both slept on it, and it was gnawing at us all night. And we each kind of came up with better responses that hopefully fit the bill. It kind of had to be something that's not a great movie, but it checks all the boxes, and there's potential there for a good movie, and it's still a movie that we do enjoy on some level. So I thought the Stephen Sommers movie Deep Rising is really funny, and we've always enjoyed it, and it has like a big meaty cast of goofy characters that you could fill with all these idiosyncratic roles, and it's gory and has a fun premise that has a lot there with it, like a pretty great, simple but great concept. The execution of the original kind of sucks because there's so much terrible CGI that for me kind of stops it from ever soaring as high as it should. So if you did more of those effects practically with a giant budget and a big fun cast, I think you could make Deep Rising like super awesome. I already think it's a lot of fun, but I think you can make it super awesome. So my pick is Deep Rising.
Yeah, I think that's a great pick, Matt. And mine is kind of from the same era. I thought of the 13 Ghosts. We were talking about Dark Castle Entertainment, and I think that's like my favorite of those movies. And it's one that I love already, but I just think the premise is so fun where you've got like these 13 different crazy ghosts, and you can like kind of lean into the backstory. Like I feel like that movie, the one with Matthew Lillard, like they kind of have these different ghosts, and you see what they look like, and only if you read up or like watch the behind the scenes things do you find out that they have all these names and these backstories. So that part of the movie I always like really I thought was awesome, and so I think if you were gonna remake that, it would be awesome to bring back Lillard somehow. And then just like yeah, just have all these different looking like cool ghosts creatures, find some really cool new house, and I just think that would be a fun one to remake for sure.
So now we can return to the original transmission now that the question has been appropriately answered. Thank you guys.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, none.
No.
But I love that you approach your movies like that because like Pieces is one of my all-time favorite
We
horror
love
movies,
Pieces.
right?
We do.
We all
We
love
love
Pieces.
Pieces.
And like even though Hoagie doesn't really have anything to do with Pieces,
Right there.
like I get that feel from it because we've got the horror elements, we've got the kung fu, like and you have that
The
like
random
kind of
kung fu.
yeah, and you have that like you're taking it serious, but also you're not taking it serious at the same time. Like it just has that fun feel to it. So I mean that was just one thing that made me think of it. Another one was Garbage Pail Kids.
Yes, yes. I forgot. Can't believe I forgot to bring that up.
Yeah.
So like it was just a culmination of all these different things that I love, and you just put it all together into this one fun movie. And I can't wait for people to
Sticky
see
movie.
it.
So sticky.
Sticky movie. I mean, I'm so glad you guys were able to hang with it because that was the thing. We're like, this is a lot of genres, it's a lot of references. Also, our big thing is like we like we don't really believe in the phrase "too bad it's good," but we do like stuff that is like we like turds, you know, and so we're referencing. It's a love letter to a lot of that stuff, but we also
Mhm.
want to make the movie like there's parts that we wanted to be good. We want it to be cool when like they're fighting. Like we want it to be cool when there's effects going on. We love that stuff. We're not making fun of it. And we do genuinely like these weird little puppet movies. So it's like a weird semi-permeable thing between like, is it bad? Is it good? Who cares? And our worry was like, will people be able to hang with that? Will they be comfortable with that, not being able to put it in a nice box? Because I know people like to be able to do that. So the fact that some people so far have like that and are enthusiastic, you guys are enthusiastic about it, that means like that the experiment might be kind of successful. It's like when we're watching The Thing and we're like, the cellular, like in Darkman or whatever, the face, we're like, it's still holding, the cellular makeup is still holding. That's what we're doing with Hoagie. Every time we meet someone who likes it, we're like, oh, it still hasn't like melted in the sun. It's still, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
I love that you brought up the so bad it's good thing because I never once felt like that while I was watching it. Just from the very beginning, I was like, there's so much like love and heart that goes into this. And then seeing like how much you guys put into the practical effects and the gore, I was like, this is literally one of my fucking favorite movies. It's still in my top 5 of 2025, even though it's not technically releasing in 2025. I just talk about it every chance I get. But no, I never got the it's so bad, it's good vibe or anything.
That's great because that's
Felt
like,
like
you
the
know,
budget
I think it's
it did not feel like a $10,000 budget movie. It felt like I thought you were gonna say a much higher number than that. So
cool. All of our hard work and decades of doing goofy shit has hopefully paid off in the sense that the we can make a little bit of money look like it's more money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then once
But-
we get once we actually stop recording too, we'll talk more about what we were talking about when we first started recording. So
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, the overwhelming majority of people that we deal with on a daily basis complain about remakes and reboots, and there's nothing original out there. There's no original horror. And you made something very original, very unique. So whether people love it or hate it, you can't say that it's not original and that it's not unique. So I think that is going to resonate with a lot of people. Obviously, it resonated with us, and I think it's gonna resonate for sure. And Hoagie's gonna be something much bigger than what you're expecting it to be.
Cool.
yeah.
That's great to hear.
Thanks, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And what we talked about before with the egg scene, that is when people are going to keep watching it or turn it the fuck off. And if you keep watching it from that point on, like you're in for a fucking ride.
That was exactly the intention with that. Like I said something, I'm like, to Ryan or someone like, do you think we lose people when the hero like flays somebody or something and wears their and they're like, dude, you've already like lost them much earlier.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I watched it with a bunch of my coworkers, and nobody like filed any complaints with HR about me or
That's
anything. So they're still my friends afterwards. So
Hell yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, and then this isn't really a spoiler because it's just a random part, but the shotgun blast to the fucking face, that was fucking beautiful.
Mhm.
Thank you. That actually was added after our cast and crew screening, where we're like, you know what, if there seems to be some enthusiasm about this, and like before I have to finish it, get it locked down for the film out, we had like a week or something. We're like, we got a weekend before we need to get this to the film lab. What if we go for like a couple more kills? And so we did that kind of stuff as like insert basically, and built out that head and blew our friend's face off. But yeah, that was like constructed off of a skull, and it had a lot of tubes running up it connected to all of our squibs are these compressed air cannons that we built out of big thick PVC, and we'd fill them up with air with car tire pumps or bike pumps and stuff, and got a bunch of those filled with blood, and the blood is like has a lot of lube in it. It's not just blood. We had like industrial like things of powdered lubricant for like veterinarian clinics and stuff. And we made this stuff way more viscous than it should be. And because when we were using the compressed air cannons, we kept referring to them as like Planet Terror squibs, like these big gallons of blood. It would just evaporate and it would only be on frame for like one frame, then gone. And so we're like, let's just do it with a bunch of the lube. And the lube would really like hang in the air as slower and it'd come flopping back down kind of as one big gob. Totally disgusting. And we'd find it like on a splat of grass or something, this big disgusting splotch. But yeah, that's the blows a fake face we made off and digitally stitched together with the actor and stuff. But
It looks great.
Yeah, we love practical effects.
awesome, we do too, and they're super fun to make. And like you gotta seeing it happen on camera. You know, that's just like it's so much more fun watching it play out, and you can never really know how the physics of the thing are gonna work, and that's part of the joy. I love like watching a John Woo movie versus watching John Wick or something. Like for me, it's night and day. I like seeing things explode and little particles fly. And
Mhm.
some guys slaving away at the Avid compositing that stuff. It's not the same. And even if they get it to look perfect, I like that it's not so controlled. You know, I like
Mhm.
randomness of physics but anyways.
Cool.
Well, yeah, before we get out of here, then, so anyone watching and listening, if you made it this far, Matt and Ryan, what's one like selling point? What's one way you would describe your movie to have people go check it out? Like, what's your sales pitch for the movie?
Sex appeal. It's the
There we
sex
go.
movie. Clearly, no.
Hoagie fucks.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Hard.
It's a spooka blast.
I mean, my elevator pitch is sort of, I guess, that it's like, yeah, it's Munchie meets. Well, also this alienates any casual film goer because they're like, "What the fuck are these movies you're even prattling off?" But I'd say it's like it's Munchie meets Bad Taste meets Deadbeat at Dawn, kind of, and then it's gone through the blender of some deranged guys. But mainly it's like my actual pitch is like the movie's basically like regional filmmaking by actual idiosyncratic people. It's the opposite of what movies are now and what they're becoming, where they're crafted by a committee and they're pristine and they're more and more professional and slick, but they're also like generally more and more boring. And as each giant media company buys up another, you have even fewer little low budget movies that have the opportunity to be weird at all. It's like a miracle that any horror movies are released by legit studios at this point, even though they always make money. They they're just like drying up in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's just genuinely DIY handcrafted thing made by people, which sadly is like looks like is going to be an endangered species soon, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I think that's a great pitch,
Yeah, that's perfect by like real people.
right? If
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it already, I'd be sold. So
Made me want to watch it again for the fourth or fifth time now. I don't even know.
He's gonna watch it again after this.
I actually might put it on for my wife tonight.
It's an
Hell yeah.
amazing aphrodisiac. It's been proven, you know. So
We might conceive another child.
oh shit,
No.
pray that it's not Hoagie.
you have to name it Hoagie.
Holy shit.
Son, your name is Hoagie.
You're absolutely right. No, I really think my wife would dig it. I think she'd think it was hilarious.
I think she would too. I think
I
she-
make my like one of these things I do on my channel is I make my wife react to really fucked up like scenes. Like I never showed her a Serbian film. I won't do anything like that. But like I've showed like August Underground, Christmas Cruelty, some really fucked up movies. So she's seen like the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
So she would have a blast with Hoagie.
Yeah. We didn't want to punish people with Hoagie. We talked about that a lot. Like we're not there's a place for those nihilistic
Mhm.
kind of horror films. And honestly, like I think horror films are so therapeutic. And I think like my mom loved horror movies and slasher movies. And I think it was a great way for her to cope with like real trauma and stuff.
Mhm.
And I think it makes people who don't have a voice or feel like victims, it makes you feel stronger. But every once in a while, the horror movie has to actually fuck you up
Yeah.
and not give you the ending you want. Otherwise, there would be no stakes. So the nihilistic, mean horror movie definitely has its place. And I think it's kind of what allows the other ones to really make you feel good that you survived. But that's not me and Ryan. We don't see that as our responsibility to be those guys. Someone else can carry that burden. We really want people
Very
to
well. There's enough of them that do
There's
that.
enough of
So you
that.
guys are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's times where there's like where the tide, obviously, the pendulum swings too far in one direction. Where for a while there may be like a lot of happy endings, but
Mhm.
then it got to a point where like you're just like steeped in nihilism, and it probably reflects our culture and just
Mhm.
this moment in history. But but yeah, sometimes you're like, man, I'd really love the pendulum to swing back the other way and like maybe just have one fucking person survive every once in a while, or maybe not have a jump scare where this piece of shit villain is alive.
Yeah, right.
Cut his head off. And if you do cut his head off, Halloween H2O style, don't retcon it where he's actually
Yeah.
alive. Like, let us kill one of these guys.
Don't make
you
him
know?
be an EMT.
We need another
Wind
sequel.
pipe
Let's
crush.
let's retcon everything.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see evil vanquished every once in a while.
100%. But yeah, we'll get out of here. So Matt, Ryan, thank you so much for taking time out to hang out with us and chat.
I've been waiting to do this for months, so thank you.
Thank you guys so much for
Thank
letting
you.
me ramble on and on.
Oh, absolutely. You're welcome back anytime. Talk about horror movies or your movies, whatever. We'll just chat it up. But
Awesome.
yeah, I'll include your links in the show notes so people can find you, find your films, and of course keep an eye out for Hoagie. We will update you as soon as it is, there's an actual release date or a solid release date. And keep you up to date on that. But yeah, check out the links in the bio, the social media, the merch store, and of course our sponsored Dark Side Entertainment or Dark Side Collectibles. But yeah, that'll do it for another week. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next week.
I'm gonna ram Hoagie down everybody's fucking throats.
Yeah, he is.
What if everything you know is someone else's dream?
There you go. That's it.